It's 3 hours and 32 minutes until man begins the greatest adventure in his history.
5 minutes, Gino. Fido. Stay. Guidance. Stay. Control. Stay.
No PDI plus 12.
Houston, we've had a problem.
We got more than a problem. Okay, listen, you guys.
We lost O2 tank 2 pressure.
GNC flight. What do you want on a heater? Circuit breaker.
We go get off entry battery and then do it with a lifeline through the WIM.
Less than 7 minutes now from time of entry into the Earth's atmosphere.
There he is, coming out of the cloud level now. 1,000 feet to go.
Welcome from the moon, Houston.
I'm often asked just what reason there is for man's going into space. It seems the notion is popular in this age of electronic and mechanical miracles that man is rapidly becoming obsolete. Man in space, some people say, is a liability and a nuisance. Equipment can be designed to react to many known and fewer anticipated situations or events.
Go up over the top, and when we do, I'm supposed to float, and I'm going. It's fantastic. It's unbelievable. It's the most extraordinary feeling. I can't really control myself. All the dust is flying with me. I'm up. I can't control myself at all.
2 years, really, of day and night work, and months away from home. It's a big job these men have. There's nothing simple about it.
The question everybody wants to ask, what do the wives and children of these men think of their ambitions to go into space?
My wife's attitude toward this has been the same as it has been all along through all my flying, that if it's what I want to do and she's behind it and the kids are too, 100%.
Well, my wife feels the same way, or of course I couldn't be here.
She's with me all the way, and the boys are too little to realize what's going on yet, but I'm sure they'd feel the same way.
Mrs. Grissom, do you hope that he is the fellow who makes it?
Well, I don't know. How would you feel if your wife... I still want one of you guys to answer that for me.
What answer what?
Just how would you feel if it was vice versa, if it was your wife going out to outer space now? Just how would you feel about it?
Details are sparse, but killed were Air Force Lieutenant Colonel Virgil Grissom, who was one of the 7 original Mercury astronauts, very well known indeed. Air Force Lieutenant Colonel Edward White II, who was the first American to walk in space, and Navy Lieutenant Commander Roger Chaffee, a rookie awaiting his first flight in space.
The spacecraft was located 218 feet above the launch pad and was mated to the uprated Saturn 1B launch vehicle. Hatches on the spacecraft were closed. Emergency crews were hampered by dense smoke in removing the hatches.
Within a few hours, an official investigation was underway. Tapes containing telemetry records were impounded. Photographs showing the position of every switch and valve inside the cabin were made. Eyewitnesses were asked to tell their story while it was fresh. And then shortly before 2 o'clock this morning, the bodies of Grissom, White, and Chaffee were removed and brought down.
With the moon visible overhead and a blue sky traced with clouds, the same moon he had hoped someday to land on, the stage is set for the burial of Virgil Gus Grissom here at Arlington National Cemetery this morning. The mourners taking their place, the family still off on the side, Mrs. Grissom and the 2 sons.
President Johnson said in a statement, 3 valiant young men have given their lives in the nation's service. We mourn this great loss, and our hearts go out to their families. Space officials say that because of the tragedy, the Apollo 1 flight has now been postponed indefinitely.
wasn't too happy with your TV shows from space.
I thought we were pretty funny.
Are you kidding? You're lucky you weren't canceled in mid-flight.
But, sir, we accomplished our mission. It was successful.
Successful? Did you see your rating? It won't do, gentlemen. You've got to give the people a show, excitement, laughs. Believe me, I know. Why do you think I've been a star for 25 years?
Luck?
Watch it. Nobody likes a smart astronaut.
Mr. Schneider, will you detail the milestones of the Apollo 8 mission?
Well, on December 21st, the Saturn V will place the spacecraft into a 100-mile orbit around the Earth. Roughly 2 orbits later, that is about 2 hours and 50 minutes later, the last stage of the Saturn V will reignite, placing the spacecraft on a trajectory that will lead it out to the moon. At the backside of the moon, if things are as we expect, the crew will ignite the service propulsion system on the spacecraft and place themselves into an elliptical 60-mile by 170-mile orbit around the moon.
You know, we've been planning this flight for years and years, and sometimes when you read about it and hear it for so long, you think that the goal is academic, you know. You don't really finally understand that you're really going to try something like this. And now it's getting closer, and we're not just talking about something in the future. We're talking about something right now.
You well may be the first man on the moon. How do you personally feel about it?
Well, I have the same desires as all the astronauts. We'd all like to make that trip. But I think that the way the trip will be accomplished is by teamwork, whether we're back here on Earth or we're in the capsule or actually getting off onto the moon's surface. Teamwork is the most important part.
Frank, the Russians have indicated that some life forms they had aboard Zond 5 underwent some major changes. And I was wondering if because of this, you're going to take any extra precautions in radiation detection.
Well, Jim, we have, fortunately, Jim has liver trouble, and Bill Anders is a radiation expert, so I can pass the question off to them.
Well, I haven't heard about what the Russians are flying, but...
Turtles of all them.
Well, we've had trouble with turtles in flight, too, but...
we had them there first.
The analysis that I'm familiar with about radiation in and around the moon, to my knowledge, will present a negligible problem.
There is a feeling of self-assuredness here, a feeling that everything's going to go all right. But beneath the calm exterior, there is concern. Few here would agree with an official who said yesterday that this mission had no special significance. It does. Man is about to leave his planet for the first time. Odds are against a major systems failure, but if one occurred, the men could be lost. And that would be a disaster for the American space program. On the other hand, if the mission is successful, it would be dramatic proof that we are ahead of the Russians in the race to put a man on the moon. It could mean a lot more money for the space program. Everyone here knows that, but as I said, everyone is calm, cool, and confident, also concerned.
a rocket fires or fails to fire or misfires, then the life of the astronauts is put in danger. The first one, of course, is on launch. If the second one is after 2 orbits of the Earth, round here over the Pacific, when they decide to go for what's called translunar insertion, that is to begin the trip to the moon. When Saturn 4B, that's the 3rd stage of the giant booster, fires for a second time to put them into space. Now, that Saturn 4B rocket has never fired twice in space before with men on board. If it overfires, it will put them into a wild trajectory out here from which they could possibly not return.
Do they understand anything about what's going on in the youngest one?
A surprising amount. In fact, my 4-year-old said to me, is he going around the moon 10 times? Which nearly floored me. I had no idea that he really grasped that much. And then yesterday he heard a newscast and he said, Mommy, is it dangerous?
What did you tell him?
I said, no, Daddy's going to be fine, Eric. What else?
The Manned Spacecraft Center in Houston says all is ready for a translunar injection of Apollo 8. In a matter of a few minutes, near the end of the second revolution, the J-2 engine of the 3rd stage of the mighty Saturn V will be reignited for about 5 minutes. This will inject the vehicle and spacecraft into a translunar trajectory.
Apollo 8, Houston, over.
Apollo 8's been advised once again that they look good for the burn.
All right, Roger. We are going to rewind your tape recorder, and we have the...
About every minute, the flight director has pulsed the booster man in this control center to get his status. 30 seconds to TLI.
Apollo 8 coming up on 20 seconds to ignition. Mark it, and you're looking very good.
And Mike Collins gives them a mark 20 seconds to ignition. Has ever flown before.
Apollo 8 Houston, trajectory and guide foot good, over.
Hold your breath just a little bit longer. This rocket has just a little longer to go. The rocket's obviously riding very smoothly for them and thrusting at full value.
Flight dynamics says we're exactly nominal.
Right on the button.
Flight dynamics says we look good, flight. We're watching the thrust build.
Apollo 8 Houston, you're looking good here, right down the center line. Roger, Apollo 8.
Trajectory, guidance, flight dynamics, everybody in the front trench of this control center says they're happy. That includes the booster.
There you have it. They are on their way to the moon. One of the most critical points in this flight is now over.
The spacecraft is well over 70,000 miles, right on course to the moon. It is rolling very slowly to distribute the heat of the sun over the skin of the capsule. Ground computers calculate that Apollo 8 will arrive in the vicinity of the moon within 3 minutes of the pre-launch schedule.
You've just been listening to a broadcast of history. We have men on their way to the moon solidly and, at this point, very safely.
Apollo 8 will be doing only about 2,700 miles an hour when the moon's gravity grabs it on Christmas Eve and draws Apollo 8 toward mankind's first historic rendezvous with another celestial body.
Oh, my God, look at that picture over there. Here's the Earth coming up. Wow, that's pretty. Hand me a roll of color. Oh, man, that's pretty. Where is it? Wait. Just grab me a color. A color exterior.
Mike, what I keep imagining is that if I'm a lonely traveler from another planet, what I think about the Earth from this altitude, whether I think it'd be inhabited or not.
You don't see anybody waving, is that what you're saying?
Well, I'm just kind of curious whether I would land on the blue or the brown part of the Earth.
You better hope we land in the blue part.
We're back now 30 minutes after the hour on this today, December 24th. And it's a rather unusual Christmas Eve, I think, for the nation and the world. It's the first, not only Christmas Eve, but the first day at all that we've had human beings circling the moon.
And tonight, the crew of Apollo 8 presents a Christmas Eve program from the heavens.
Felt about America's most recent accomplishment in space. Sir, how did you feel when you first learned that we had men circling the moon?
Well, I thought it was a wonderful accomplishment. I don't think there was any alternative to our attempting to do it before the Russians did, both from a propaganda purpose and also to prevent them from using it as a power base in the future.
A lot of people, sir, say that this effort has cost too much, that the money would have been better spent here on Earth. What do you think about that?
Definitely not. I think it's the greatest accomplishment that man has ever reached so far.
There is one positive result already from the flight of Apollo 8, and we should report it to you, I think, to keep all of history recorded this morning. In London, Britain's Flat Earth Society admits now that it's going to have to take a new look at things.
The epic flight of Apollo 8 in cracking the moon barrier demonstrates that man now has the capability to soar as high and as far as his dreams may project.
In space, Apollo 9 and 10 tested the manned operation of the entire Apollo spacecraft. 9 in Earth orbital flight and 10 in lunar orbit, with the LEM descending to within 10 miles of the lunar surface. We're now ready to challenge our own technology, land a man on the moon.
Would you like to live on the moon?
Yes, I would.
You would? You'd like to be one of the first people to go?
Yes.
How about Wade over there? What are your comments?
Well, I'd like to be one of the first ones to go, too.
Mrs. Hubbard, I'd like to ask you, do you think many people will be interested, you know, in the being on the first colony?
In fact, I read in the paper today that 90,000 people have signed up with Pan Am for the first flight to the moon, whenever it comes, and it's going to cost $28,000 a flight, and 90,000 people, unsolicited, have signed up.
Dr. Werner von Braun says the Russians will land their Luna 15 on the moon by tomorrow. He also says it's a good bet that there's nobody inside the Luna 15. He says it could have the ability to bring back some moon soil to Earth, but nobody knows anything about it.
If the Russians scooped some of this up automatically and brought it back so that they retrieved the first samples of the moon, would you feel a disappointment?
I'm sure that all of us would. We'd like to return with everything that we've set out to do on this flight.
This is for Mr. Armstrong. There's been speculation about what the first man on the moon will say when he gets there. Will you prepare something ahead of time, or will it be prepared for you? Or can we expect a spontaneous exclamation?
Attention during the training period and up till now has been focused on how to do the job and how to do it best, and not so much with what might be the emotions of the moment. I think that would be impossible to predict.
The American space engineers and scientists designed the lunar module for the most delicate part of this or...
We didn't have much time, Houston, to talk to you about our views out the window when we were preparing for LEM ejection, but up to that time we had the entire northern part of the lighted hemisphere visible, including North America, North Atlantic, and Europe and Northern Africa. Most of the United States was clear.
Now, I understand that Neil, umpteen miles away, predicted that our showers here would end in just a short while. What did you think of that?
I'd say that was about normal for him.
Normal?
That's correct.
You mean he always does something like this?
Yes. He usually wins.
What kind of plans do you have for Neil when he gets back? Quiet outing or what?
We haven't made any plans yet. They have to get back.
11, this is Houston. If you're interested in the morning news, I've got a summary here. Britain's Big Jodrell Bank radio telescope stopped receiving signals from the Soviet Union's unmanned moonshot at 5:49 EDT today. And a spokesman said that it appears that the Luna 15 spaceship, quote, has gone beyond the moon, unquote.
Tell me, what do you think about the space program?
Well, I'm real excited about it, and I think I can speak for most teenagers in saying that we are all excited about it, because just about everyone I've talked to is excited. Just the other day, Judy and I were talking to two boys, and they said, what did they think we'd probably do when we actually saw someone walking on the moon? And I said, I don't know, maybe we'll get up and just scream, or maybe just it'll be so exciting, or maybe we'll just cry.
This is Apollo Control. We're now 6 minutes, 8 seconds from ignition.
Houston, you're looking good for separation. You're a go for separation. Columbia, over.
With that big roof and the lunar circle there, you also department almost got getting at you.
Okay, Mike.
It's grown quite quiet here in Mission Control. A few moments ago, Flight Director Gene Kranz requested that everyone sit down, get prepared for events that are coming, and he closed with the remark, good luck to all of you.
40 00 00 107 11 3000. No PDI plus 12.
Got the Earth right out of our window. Program alarm. Houston, you're looking at our Delta 8. 1202. 1202.
Alarm.
1202, standing by. 1202, 1202 alarm.
Looks like it's full urgent.
1202, what's that? 1202 alarm.
Give us a reading on the 1202 program alarm.
It's executive overflow. If it does not occur again, we're fine. Yeah, the same thing we had. Occurred again. Okay, we're go.
They got a momentary alarm on their system.
We're going that alarm. We're go. Same type. We're go.
We're going that way.
We're going that alarm?
If it doesn't reoccur, we'll be go. He's taking in a Delta H now.
Eagle, Houston, you're a go for landing, over.
Roger, understand. Go for landing. 3,000 feet.
Coming up on a point which is called, appropriately enough, Last Ridge. A 300-foot high ridge directly beneath them.
There are reasons to be conservative. There are very many new things that are happening in this flight. Very many new things that have never been attempted before. The descent, the landing. There are big dangers involved despite the best our technology can do, and our technology does do very well.
They have 70 seconds in which to redesignate the landing site, to take a good look at it now if they want to change it.
We're go, altitude 9,200 feet.
830, you're looking great.
We're now in the approach phase, everything looking good.
Just a little more than 100 miles per hour descent rate.
They should be within 5 miles of their landing point. They should be getting a good look at it now.
We're descending at 27 feet per second, 25 feet per second. 19. 2,000 feet, into the ag, 47 degrees. Roger.
They're going
2,000 feet, 37 degrees. 13 forward. 10 minutes, 30 seconds. We are down to 9 feet per second. Vertical velocity, 359 feet.
Okay, the only call-outs from now on will be fuel. Low level? Low level. Stand by for 60. Roger. 60. 60 seconds.
5 and forward, coming down nicely, 200 feet. 4.5 down. 5.5 down. Within 60 feet, 6.5 down. 5.5 down. 9 forward. 75 feet. Car's looking good, down a half.
How's our margin looking, Bob?
It looks okay. We're
Okay.
about 4.5.
Roger.
285 feet, descending at 1 foot per second. 270. Yeah, that's a few. Okay, it looks like a good area here. I got big shadow out there.
Stand by for 30.
Forward. Forward.
30. 30 seconds.
40 feet down, 2.5. Picking up some dust. 30 feet, 2.5 down. Big shadow. More forward. More forward, just into the right level. 20 feet, down a half. Just forward, just moving. Good. Okay. Contact light. Stop now. Okay, engine stop. APA at a descent. Mode control both auto, descent engine command override off. Engine arm off. Port 13 is in.
We've had shutdown.
We copy you down, Eagle.
Okay, keep the chatter down in this room.
Houston, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
Roger, Tranquility. We copy you on the ground. You got a bunch of guys about to turn blue. We're breathing again. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Wally, say something. I'm speechless.
I'm just trying to hold on to my breath. That is really something. What?
Wait, we're going to be busy for a minute. After I'm on, take care of the big. I'll get this stuff prepared.
Everyone wondered what Neil Armstrong's first words would be. This is Tranquility Base.
Very smooth touchdown.
Very smooth touchdown. I don't believe it yet. Tranquility Base. And the Eagle has landed.
After I'm on, take care of the big ten left. There's still one coming on. I'll get the stuff prepared. Okay?
They have just a very few seconds here to decide whether they want to stay or whether they want to leave right away.
Okay, T1, stay, no stay. Retro. Stay. Fido. Stay. Guidance. Stay. Control. Stay. Telcom. Stay. GNC. Stay. Ecom. Stay. Surgeon. Stay. Capcom, we're stay for T1.
We are now 106 hours, 27 minutes into the mission of Apollo 11. And some 15 minutes ago, from Tranquility Base, the lunar module resting on the moon's surface, Commander Neil Armstrong radioed he was beginning preparations for EVA. EVA standing for extravehicular activity, or to put it more simply, the moon walk.
Southern Californians do just about everything in their automobiles, even go to church, park in the parking lot, and listen to the sermon sitting in their car. This is Southern California's first drive-in church.
This is a very special day for you and for all of mankind, for you are permitting man to conquer space, and on this very day to plant his footsteps on the moon.
Just about everybody in the world you might think is watching this event on television. It is believed that 500 million have watched the touchdown of the men on the moon, and at least that many, of course, will be around to see this moonwalk. Here is Central Park in New York, where it's raining on the people who have assembled for, well, I guess you would call it a moon-in. Everybody gathers there and just looks up at the moon, and in perhaps less than an hour or so, they might actually see the men walking on the moon they're looking at.
strange, all of this lack of sound is almost dramatic, too.
About 0.2. The hatch is coming open. It has the crew members' signatures and the signature of the President of the United States. Tranquility Base, this is Houston. Can we get both of you on the camera for a minute, please?
They're on there now?
They're on the line right now.
Okay, I'll put the president right on.
All right. Gentlemen, he's coming on the line.
Neil and the President of the United States is in his office now and would like to say a few words to you. Over.
The moon rocks, the most valuable cargo in history, arrived under heavy guard. NASA officials were hard-pressed to put a price on them and finally just said they were priceless. For 3 months, 142 investigators all over the world will study the rocks. There has never been another event like it in the history of science.
Like so many people around the world, there is enthusiasm for the most important feat of exploration in the history of the world. A feat of exploration that even 5 years ago was almost inconceivable. On the other hand, there's a question that everyone asks and nobody so far is able to answer. Is it worth it all? Could it all have been spent a little bit better here on Earth?
This is Betty Ruggie reporting for Channel 7's Total News at the Apollo News Center in Cocoa Beach, Florida. I'd like for you to meet one of the ladies involved in the space program. This is Mary Driver. She's in personnel. Mary, tell us, how important are the women in this program?
I think the women are very important in the space program. They're involved in almost all phases, from the clerical, professional, administrative. We even have quite a few women engineers.
I think the first mission that I worked on, Apollo 8, I got a little nervous. Mainly it was being keyed up. You were excited, and everyone was very excited. But I think that you are capable of functioning. We practiced so much, so many times, that the real missions almost seem easy compared to some of the simulations.
How does it feel to work among so many men in a world that is dominated by men, isn't it?
Well, it's actually dominated by computers and by machinery as a whole.
10, 9, 8, ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engines running, commit, liftoff. We have liftoff, 11:22 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
It's all happened before, so why get excited this time?
For Apollo 11, everything stopped. Apollo 12, far less interest. So easily does the human mind accept the impossible, a man on the moon.
TV starting to come in.
The flight plan calls for Al Bean to actually start getting the camera away, pulling it out to a point where we can see better pictures. And there he goes. He's doing it now.
Where is Curtis? Wait, towards the sun. That's bad. Here, Betty.
Al, we have a pretty bright image on that TV. Could you either move it or stop it down?
That, they do it right there, Houston.
Al, we haven't seen any change at all. Why don't you go ahead and put your glove in front of the lens, but not over it, to see whether we can get any change at all.
But for how well things went this morning, there are a few too bads. Too bad, for instance, that the television camera wasn't working, particularly since the engineers have now figured out a way that it could have been repaired, at least partially.
It's too bad, really, about that TV camera conking out in the moon. But it's going to work out all right. It's still under warranty. And there was nothing NASA could do about it. At that time of night, it's hard to find a TV repairman who makes house calls.
Unemployment rose in March, faster than any time in 10 years. And now 4.4% of the country's workforce is out of work. Some of the new unemployment is in the automobile industry because the cars aren't selling too well, and in the space industries because after the first moon landing, the money was cut back.
Over to wash your left, you notice two of the...
Guided tours of the Michoud rocket assembly plant in New Orleans may soon come to an end. Because of the big cutback in the space program, the plant is almost out of business.
During 1965, our total employment was 12,000. We're presently working with 2,600.
You've now been in the space program for some time. Do you think that there's as much popular support for the space program in the country today as there was, say, just a few years ago?
Certainly, with the goal of landing on the moon being so prominent in people's minds, it tended to focus the space program towards that area. But right now, I think that the country is realizing the broad implications of what can really be accomplished by a diversified, well-organized space program.
I think it's ridiculous.
Why is that?
Spending all that money here, all these poor people out of jobs, don't have enough to feed their children. They're sending something to the moon instead of helping the people here get jobs and live like human beings.
The public interest in space flight seems to have waned, and proving that out is CBS News correspondent Bruce Morton in Houston.
The space agency's budget has shrunk. The number of people employed here has shrunk. The number of contractors with people here has shrunk. And public interest, at least as reflected in news media attention, has shrunk too.
Okay, third day, we got Fredo on TV. Right under Jim now. He's actually standing on a what looks to be a can here. Housed inside this can is the Leo Massa engine, where hopefully you can see my hand resting on top of right now. The engine that we used to get off of the moon.
Okay, it's been a real good TV show. We think we ought to conclude it from here now. What do you think?
Roger, sounds good. This is the crew of Apollo 13. Wish everybody there nice evening, and we're just about ready to close out our inspection of Aquarius and get back for a pleasant evening at Odyssey. Good night.
Okay, GNC, you got any configuration items here?
Negative, Flight.
Capcom, looks like the last item we need here is a stir on the H2 and O2 at their convenience.
Okay. 13, we've got one more item for you when you get a chance. We'd like it to stir up your cryo tanks.
Okay, stand by.
Guys, look at your O2 quantities and see if you see a big change.
Okay, Houston, we've had a problem here.
This is Houston. Say again, please.
Houston, we've had a problem. We've had a main beam bus undervolt.
We got more than a problem. Okay, listen, you guys. We've lost fuel cell 1 and 2 pressure.
Okay, stand by, 13. We're looking at it.
Main B's reading zip right now. We had a pretty large bang associated with the caution and warning there.
We got a main B undervolt.
Okay, Flight, we've got some instrumentation device. Let me add pressure. ECS, what do you got? He's flipping our fuel cells around.
O2 tank 1 fluctuating.
Okay. Is that pressure coming down?
73, it hasn't moved.
Is that reflected anywhere?
A lot of instrumentation.
Negative. I want to check out what those fuel cells
Yeah, if you believe that N2 pressure, we blew a sphere.
We're reading 15 fuel cell. We got cell problems with fuel cell 1.
EPS, Econ?
Yeah.
Why don't we just try fuel cell 1 on main B by itself?
13 Houston, we'd like you to open circuit fuel cell 1. Leave 2 and 3 as is.
Okay, I'll get to work on that. Yeah, Jack, our O2 quantity number 2 tank is reading 0. Did you get that?
O2 quantity number 2 is 0.
Yeah, that's because of AC. And it looks to me, looking out the hatch, that we are venting something. We are venting something out into space.
Roger, we copy your venting.
Crew thinks they're venting.
Okay, let's everybody think of the kind of things we'd be venting. GNC, you got anything that looks abnormal in your system?
It's a gas of some sort.
This is Apollo Control at 57 hours 46 minutes ground elapsed time. The black team of flight controllers is looking at possible alternate missions as we have an apparent serious oxygen leak in the cryogenic oxygen in the service module.
Buck, I'd prefer not to make any unnecessary maneuvers till we nail down what our problem is.
Here is a special report on Apollo 13. Here is ABC Science Editor Jules Bergman.
The Apollo 13 spacecraft has suffered a major electrical failure. Seconds after inspecting the Aquarius lunar module, Jim Lovell and Fred Hayes had crawled back into their command module and then reported hearing a loud bang followed by a power loss in 2 of their 3 fuel cells. They also reported seeing fuel, apparently oxygen and nitrogen, leaking from the spacecraft and reported the gauges for those gases were reading 0.
The pressure in O2 tank 1 is all the way down to 297. We better think about getting in the LEM or using the LEM system.
Okay, Jack, it looks like O2 tank 1 pressure is just a hair over.
The question is, what happened? What was the big bang which blew out the fuel cells and wrecked the command ship's service module? And will we ever find out? The service module is to be jettisoned and will burn up in the Earth's atmosphere.
Lovell and Hayes had just crawled back from the lunar module. As they got back in, they heard a loud bang. It was an explosion. It happened back here in the service module, which contains their breathing oxygen. It contains the hydrogen, the oxygen for the fuel cells, the electrical supply that power up this engine, that give them radios, lighting, everything else they need to live with inside the command module.
Let me start off by saying that we in the business have probably had the longest night we've had in the space program in a while. My team came on duty last night. We were supposed to come on about 10 p.m. and we got to the control center as usual about an hour ahead of time, and we just finished a television show when we found we had a problem. Now, I wasn't on the console, nor did I hear the ground when we exactly had the problem. And let me say that since that time, my team has been primarily concerned with not what happened back there, but what it is we were going to do about it. Looking ahead a little bit, we are looking to do a burn at 79 plus 30 in order to accomplish a faster return to Earth with the lunar module engine.
Apollo 13 has swung around the back of the moon, hitting its fastest clip since the disaster aboard the service module last night. It's back in contact now with Houston, getting ready for the next big step, a firing of the descent propulsion engine once again. This one, a 4-minute and 20-second burn designed to speed the returning astronauts to a Friday midday landing in the South Pacific, southeast of Samoa.
Guidance for flight.
Go ahead, flight.
Roger. When during this activation checklist do we want to collapse dead bend down to 1.4 degrees?
Condition the controls in here are in.
Commander Jim Lovell reporting shutdown. The engine is off.
I'd say that was a good burn.
All I can say at the moment is, thank goodness for that. And I think it bears out what we said earlier on, that if anyone can get back, it's going to be these three. I think the main danger now is if something else goes wrong.
Blackout.
This is Reed Collins, CBS News Space Headquarters in New York, where within the next 30 seconds we should restore communications with the returning Apollo 13 as it races down through the Earth atmosphere, hopefully slowing down in the proper fashion.
Apollo 13 should be out of blackout at this time. We're standing by for any reports of Orion acquisition.
And they are coming in faster than predicted. They're coming in just about as fast as any spacecraft has returned from space before.
They should just be dipping into the atmosphere now.
We're now coming to the moment, the last moments of Apollo 13, as it comes in, as it begins its re-entry. The best thing we can do now is just to listen and hope.
Odyssey Houston standing by, over. Odyssey Houston standing by, over.
moon flight, said recently, this is not the end of space flight. We're just beginning to understand and accept the challenge that the universe has for us. Yet, even Cernan admits that his is perhaps the last moon flight of this century.
Okay, elevator equipment check. Blankets are open 100%. CGE, I got 3 measurements complete. I got the drill, the bag, and the neutron flux. The TV camera, I'm taking it away from you.
Okay, roger.
Watch it, G. Here's the other chip. Right. Got it. Oh, hey, there is orange soil. Well, don't move it till I see it. It's all over. Hey, it is. I can see it from here. It's orange. How can there be orange soil on the moon?
I'll tell you how that can be. We got oxidation.
It's been oxidized. Go around and get the lunar sounder over here. It looks just like an oxidized desert soil. That's exactly right. I'd just like to say any part of Apollo 17 or any part of Apollo that has been a success thus far is probably, for the most part, due to the thousands of people in the aerospace industry who have given a great deal, besides dedication and besides effort and besides professionalism, to make it all a reality. Now, we're just two little sets of twinkle toes here. There's a lot that goes to getting this rover running out here that we don't have much to do with.
Like all of us in the Apollo program, I'm sure we're very nostalgic about this being the last flight to the moon. I think most of us realize that it'd probably be out of our lifetime before we land on the moon again.
And as I take man's last step from the surface, we leave as we came, and God willing, as we shall return, with peace and in hope for all mankind. Mission arm is destiny. I'm going to get the pro. 99, proceeded, 3, 2, 1, ignition. On our way, Houston.
But in a very real sense, it will not be one man going to the moon. We make